Okay, okie dokie. Seems like I am live. Huzzah! Welcome, everybody. Hello, hello. Alright, just trying to make sure I have everything set up here because, yeah. This is a run. Hi everybody, this is GhostKumo, and we're going to be doing a run of Pokemon Stadium, Gym Leader Castle, round 1. So, to kind of give a little bit of background story, partially because we're ahead, and I have the ability to burn some time here. For anyone unfamiliar with this particular game, who is familiar with Pokemon, I'm not sure what group of people that would be, but basically this game was developed by Nintendo EAD for the Nintendo 64, and it is the second game in the Pokemon Stadium series after the Japan-only Pocket Monster Stadium from 1998. This was the first one released internationally, as that game actually released in Japan before, or just very soon after Red, Blue, and Yellow, and was infamously difficult. This game is still pretty infamously difficult. I know difficulty and Pokemon tend to not really go hand in hand, but this is kind of seen as like the test for people who played Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow and understood the game, but like maybe wanted something a little bit more strategic. Because in the main games of Pokemon, you can usually just run with your starter Pokemon and just plow through the game by sheer force of will. The speedrun for Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow rather famously heavily uses items such as X accuracy to raise Nidoking's chance of using Horn Drill to 100% accuracy, as well as using potions, TMs, giving moves that you would want to give your Pokemon. We don't have that luxury here. We're going to be doing the, we're going to be using the rentals, partially because on the Switch version, which I'm running right now, we don't have the choice of bringing in Pokemon from the main games, but also I think it's personally a little bit more fun because you have a set of resources that are pre-set up, prefabricated. That you kind of have to use what you got, and the game does not mess around. Everything is normalized. All of your rental Pokemon are level 50, as opposed to, you know, you get your Mon, you level it up, you train it, and you fight other people's Pokemon. Everything is an even playing field. Everyone is level 50. You each bring 3 Pokemon per battle. And, yeah, whatever happens, happens. So, this is the Gym Leader Castle, usually the first mode people play with this game. We're doing round 1. When you beat the game in every single tournament and then do a post-game fight, you unlock round 2. Round 2 is not nearly as marathon safe. This game in particular is not very marathon safe, if I'm being honest, but which is part of why I'm running on the Switch version. But yeah, you do the 8 gyms, you go to Elite 4, fight the champion, and that is the run. So there are 37 battles here. We're going to go ahead and get started. Typically we do these out of order, but we're going to be doing this in order for the sake of marathons because we have to do all of them anyway. So to start off with, I have a full set of 10 predetermined rosters here. Usually you use 8. I have a couple specially made for this run. But we're going to go ahead and get started. 3, 2, 1, go. So the first trainer is just going to be a bug boy. He's your standard bug catcher. Most of his Pokemon are very weak. And as you can see, we do in fact have access to legendaries. Of the rental roster in this game, that you can bring any of the first 149 Pokemon. There are no rentals for Mew or Mewtwo, so some of these fights are going to look like overkill. As you can see, we bring Moltres, the legendary Firebird. Moltres' Fire Blast is a very, very useful move, despite the fact that we don't see it all that much in this run. We'll talk about him in a moment. So Moltres' Fire Blast is the strongest special attack in all of Gen 1. By the grace of Nintendo EAD, some of the rental Pokemon in this game have good moves. Moltres' Fire Blast is a very good move, that unfortunately, because Moltres' middling speed doesn't show up a whole lot. We really want speed, and we really want power. Now this first trainer here, the worst thing that can happen is he sends in Butterfree. Butterfree uses status-affecting moves. Thankfully, he did not bring Butterfree, so this fight's free. Fire Blast has a 15% chance to miss. There are a lot of good moves in this game that unfortunately have a decent chance to miss, and we just have to roll the dice every single time. So 3 up, 3 down on this fight. Very nice. I did mention this as a test, but obviously it does need a difficulty curve, so the earlier gyms will be significantly easier and significantly less varied than later gyms. Trust me when I say there are not going to be very many freebies. Now, we're running this on the Nintendo Switch version. This was thankfully released not super long ago. I think earlier this year, or like late in last year. I did not mean to bring Starmie. What the heck? I guess the game read my inputs wrong. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is gonna be a problem. Already getting some misread inputs here. So the unfortunate thing about running this game on Switch is I'm currently using Joy-Cons. It's okay, we'll adapt. I'm supposed to bring Articuno to this fight. Articuno makes this fight literally free, so we'll just go with Moltres, because I ended up bringing Moltres by accident. But yeah, so the Nintendo Switch reduces lag by a ton. If you've ever played an N64, Pokemon Stadium, you know that a lot of the moves in this game lag like crazy on the original console. So to really illustrate the menus here, I can select Battle here, and then I can pick one of 4 moves. I press A, and then up, left, down, or right on the C stick. I already know what my moves are, for the most part. So you'll see me input my moves pretty quickly, and if you put your moves in quickly, your opponent rushes their turn as well. So knowing what to do at the start of every turn is where a lot of the optimization from this game comes in.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided. Savage attack. Wow, that's an effective.
So, probably one of the most famous things about this game is that every battle in this game, you can't turn off animations, so your animations are forced to happen. I think they add to the tension, personally, but they make the game, the battles feel really grand. And on top of that, they have a play-by-play announcer, voiced by Ted Lewis, one of the Pokemon anime voice actors, who's voiced a lot of bit parts and a lot of characters all throughout 4Kids dubbed anime at the time. So this is one of the first fights where potential for variance happens. Both Diglett and Dugtrio outspeed Articuno. There is a very slight chance that if you send in Dugtrio, it will use Rock Slide and get a crit, which is the only thing that can really lose me time here. If he doesn't send in Diglett or Dugtrio, that's a little bit of time save. A lot of this run is routed around trying to minimize how many turns your opponents get. Which is why I said speed and power are the most important stats for this run.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-2.
It's also why you will not be seeing a whole lot of Psychic types in this game. In Pokemon Generation 1, the Psychic type is pretty infamous for being overpowered for its lack of weaknesses. However, the best psychic types in Generation 1, other than the Mewtwo and Mew pair that we don't have access to, are Alakazam, Slowbro, and Exeggutor. Exeggutor and Slowbro are very slow, and we do not want our opponents to get very many moves. They also don't have particularly useful moves for the speedrun. There is also Starmie, but it does not... Like, it's a water type, effectively. It doesn't have psychic type moves. It isn't... Starmie is actually in the run, and we'll see it, like, here, but it's not really used for its psychic typing, let's put it that way. Alright, on to Brock, the first gym leader. This fight has some level of variance to it, but it mostly comes down to moves. The first few gyms don't really have many instances where you can be, where you can actually lose, but you can lose a little bit of time depending on what happens here. I quite like some of the remixes for this game. I know this game has been criticized for its sound font, but it has a lot of just, like, really cool arrangements of the Gen 1 music. I believe the arranger/composer for this game was Hajime Wakai, who's more famous for games like Pikmin, I believe. Yeah. So here's where Starmie shines. Brock has two rock types that are also water type, which means Bubble Beam does not do a lot. But Starmie has Thunder. And this is the crux of Pokemon Stadium speedruns. The most consistent Thunder move that we will be seeing is Thunder, which is 70% accurate. It never feels like 70%. It feels like XCOM odds. I have missed 6 Thunders in a row before.
Neither one is conceding an ace.
It's dumb. I did not mean to use Tri-Attack, but that should finish.
Yeah, it's a hit. Oh,
I'm worried my Joy-Con is like... I'm worried my right Joy-Con is drifting right now. Alright, so his last is Onix.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided. Whoa! Wow, that's an effective hit! Wow, take it down with one hit! That's it! Stay clear!
Alright, so that's Brock down. Pretty easy fight. It's not really a whole lot to complain about here. Other than my one mechanical error. Now onto the second gym. Here we have a special team. Yeah. One of the slots in this gym is more or less disposable, so we don't have to worry about it too much.
Here's the first opponent of this gym series.
So one of the things I really like about this game is I think they did a fantastic job modeling the Pokemon here. Like, Gengar has so much personality in his just like his little dance and the way he just yells all of his attacks. Like, it's just so expressive. It was like, this was the first Pokemon game that let you conduct battles in 3D, and for my money, I think they did a fantastic job modeling this game. Some of the visuals are upscaled, I believe, for the N64. It runs smoother because, you know, lag reduction. Saves like 5 minutes over running this on N64 across the entire run.
How will the type difference affect that?
But yeah, I think this game actually is one of the best looking N64 games. Nice crit. Wartortle is a range to kill. For anyone unfamiliar with ranges, basically the way it works is every time you do a move, there is a threshold of like 85 to 115% damage that you can do, and I think like
The remaining Pokemon count
I don't
is
remember how many
3 to 1.
values it is in Generation 1, but I think in some generations it's out of... There are like 39 possible values that you can roll within that range. Wartortle is just under a 50% chance to one-hit KO, so getting a crit is desirable. Because Wartortle will then use Dig, and there's a chance that kills. So this is still a Generation 1 Pokemon game. But there are some tweaks that they made. In the original Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, the games are infamous for having extremely low memory. And so there were a lot of things that they did as workarounds to make the game really work. The most infamous of these is the Generation 1 Miss, where when you run a move with 100 accuracy, any move other than Swift, basically, which does not run an accuracy check, but when the game checks for accuracy, it rolls a number, I believe, between 0 and 255. By the way, we're going to just blow up here because Electrode can do that and take out Kadabra in one hit and trade a 1-for-1 here. But the Generation 1 Miss effectively means that a 100 accuracy move has a 1 in 256 chance of missing. And in this game, they actually made one very crucial change.
The remaining Pokemon stock is 2 to 1. The combatants are making sparks fly. Brilliant Flash!
When it rolls that check, it rolls the check twice. Alright, so that's this fight down. I was hoping that it wouldn't miss there. There's a 75% chance that it hits. If it missed, then we'd have to send in Zapdos, and it would be a kind of annoying slow fight. So we just traded 2 for 1 here to make this nice and easy. So when this game runs the accuracy check, it runs it twice, which means that rather than Gen 1 missing being a 1 in 256, it's a 1 in 65,536 chance of happening. And this gym really illustrates, I think, what I would consider the main power trio of this game. At least for this particular run. That would be Electrode, Jolteon, and Zapdos. All 3 of them know Thunder. And they all have their own advantages and disadvantages, but Thunder is just a very powerful, consistently effective move when it hits. Zapdos has the highest special attack of the bunch, and in fact, its Thunder's tied with Moltres' Fire Blast for the strongest special type move in the game. Jolteon is faster than Zapdos, but not quite as powerful. And then Electrode is the fastest Pokemon in Generation 1, but it also has the weakest Thunder. But what it does have is Explosion, or Self-Destruct, which is slightly weaker, but still effectively does the same thing. It's a powerful move that just generates momentum in exchange for getting rid of Electrode. Because it faints, you skip your opponent's turn, and it does a nice chunk of damage when you use it. So, a lot of the routing in this game comes down to figuring out which of these 3 is most useful in which situation. Jolteon has a couple of other perks. It has Double Kick, it has Pin Missile, which have a few fringe uses for when you really want a move to connect, and they're effective finishers. The problem with Zapdos is although it has Thunder, its other moves are awful. Its only other damaging move is Sky Attack, which has a very small number of instances in which you want to use it. Also, Thunder is being Thunder right now. It sure is Thunder up in here. I have missed 3 consecutive, which is like a 2.1% chance of happening. These are just the things you learn to put up with in Pokemon Stadium. I also haven't touched on one of the other mechanic changes in this game, which is speed. Generation 1, Pokemon Pokemon games run their crit check based on your speed. So the faster you are, the higher your chance of crit, and then the slower you are, the lower your chance of crit. It's nice in the case of Electrode and Jolteon, who have crit chances that are quite high. In main game, I think Electrode's crit chance is like 22%. Stadium normalizes this just a little bit. I think Electrode's crit chance is brought down to like 19%, and then Jolteon's is from like 20% to 19 or 20% to like 16%. I'm completely fudging the numbers, but it illustrates... my main goal is to illustrate that the crit chance is slightly down for faster Pokemon. It is also slightly up for slower Pokemon. Please hit. Oh, this is the one I did not want to miss. This is another example of a bug fix. So in Pokemon Generation 1, Electric-type moves cannot paralyze Electric-type Pokemon, and Normal-type moves cannot paralyze Normal-type Pokemon. This was a mechanic that was, I believe, originally done to save memory in the main game, but in Stadium they fixed it to where Thunder Wave will work on Thunder-type Pokemon, and Body Slam can paralyze Normal-type Pokemon. The competitive scene of Pokemon Generation 1 in online simulators actually did not know that that mechanic was in the main game. By the way, Seal here is blessed. If it was Blastoise, I'd basically lose a couple of extra turns. But the Pokemon competitive community did not know this, and they programmed their simulators around the idea of same-type moves being able to inflict status effects on same-type Pokemon. And my suspicion is that they based it on Pokemon Stadium rather than the cartridges of Red, Blue, and Yellow. Some other things. Did they fix focus energy in this? Yes, it works as intended. It increases your crit chance by, like, I think quadruple? As opposed to the main games where it, like, gets rid of it entirely because of a bug. I love the announcer. He has so many good voice lines. It just makes you feel so hype every time anything happens.
Here comes the first opponent. An easy victory should be within reach.
Alright, so once again we're bringing Thunders, and this kind of illustrates one of the differences between Stadium and the main games. In the main games, when you go to a gym, usually the gym trainers mostly use Pokemon of the type that the gym leader does. As this game goes on more and more, though, especially, you saw it earlier in Brock's gym, as this game goes on more and more, this is less the case. When I was a kid, my instinct when I got to this gym was bring a ton of rock and ground Pokemon. And then this first trainer has, like, nothing but water types, plus Spearow and Machop. And then I would just get owned because he'd use water type Pokemon on me, and I'm like, that's not what I expected. Also, I'm not gonna say it was quite the same, but this game can be seen as sort of a preview to shiny Pokemon. Because when a trainer has a Pokemon of a different nickname than its, like, default name, their Pokemon will have a different color palette. So you'll see trainers that have some very oddly looking Pokemon that are discolored compared to the main game. And that's because every trainer in this game's various tournaments and Gym Leader Castle, other than like gym leaders and bosses, have Pokemon with nicknames, and those just change the color palette. So here is the ace of the Generation 1 speedrun. As it turns out, Nidoking is very good in Stadium as well. We're going to do something dumb because I feel like it. I'm going to regret doing this, but I have a tendency to not get punished. Let's go! Let's go! So Porygon is a nuisance. Every one of his Pokemon other than Porygon dies in one hit, whereas Porygon is a 2 to 3 hit KO. There's a 7% chance, roughly, that not even 2 Earthquakes will kill it. So sometimes I like to go to Horn Drill when I'm feeling really frisky. And as it turns out, I was not punished, and I just pulled off a Horn Drill and one-shot it. Horn Drill is a 30% accurate move. It is the ace move of Nidoking in the main game, because you can eliminate the accuracy check altogether. But here it's just 30%. Do you chance it? Like, are you feeling lucky?
There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon. Oh, it's Pikachu! The remaining Pokemon count.
But as it turns out, Nidoking is pretty much the most steady Earthquake user, and a lot of Pokemon are weak to Earthquake, so Nidoking is just very good.
How's that? Super effective. Gone! It's a one-hit wonder! And there goes the battle!
Also, there's the Dougs. I love Diglett and Doug Trio. Such silly Pokemon. Dumpy dumpy dum bum. Bomby dum daddly bum. Once again, all of his Pokemon are weak to Earthquake here, so Nidoking is just gonna clean him right up.
The gym leader is waiting right after this.
Some of the other changes I haven't really touched on aren't super likely to happen, but I might as well go over them. They fixed a lot of the typing shenanigans in Generation 1. For those of you who played Red and Yellow and Blue, you might have used Ice Beam on a Gyarados and had it be super effective. There's some shenanigans in those games where, like, double-type Pokemon will not properly be affected by the weakness chart. They fixed that in this game. If you use Ice Beam on a Gyarados, it is a neutral hit. Because it's Water type, which halves the ice damage, it's Flying type, which doubles it, so it averages out to 1. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't see Ponyta here. It's faster than Nidoking, and it's the only thing that can cause any time loss in this fight. If he doesn't bring it, then that means that we save 10 seconds, because we skip its turn.
Savage attack. Super effective. Gone! It's a one-hit wonder. And there goes the battle.
Is that so? It always did neutral damage, it was just the message that was broken. I wouldn't know. It says super effective. It doesn't in this game, so that ultimately is an example of something that they fixed. Alright, Surge time.
Here he is, Lieutenant Surge, the leader.
So there's a whole bunch of permutations of stuff that can go on here. Electrode lead actually means that I want to send in my Electrode, because Electrode will blow up here. The game's AI doesn't read my inputs, like it kind of... I don't know if the game does read your inputs in Gen 1, but the game in Gen 1 cheats. That was not what I wanted to have happen. It shouldn't be too bad. This shouldn't be too bad, but that's unfortunate.
Wild one from the word go.
Ideally, Electrode lives that, and then we use it to blow up on whatever's next. Okay, we're good.
How will the type difference of
Now, Magneton does not get one-hit KO'd by Earthquake here. They did not have a Steel type yet, so it's only a Mono-Electro type. Provided I, don't get a crit, which is like, 85% chance.
What now?
Oh no! Get wrecked.
What a furious
It wasn't going to do a ton of damage. The main thing I don't want to see happen is something like that critting, because then it would put Nidoking in range for this guy's ace, which this is an area where this game does cheat.
There's only one Pokemon left in reserve.
Alright, let's see it.
Oh, it's Raichu.
So Raichu is a bloody
The
cheater.
remaining Pokemon stock is 2-1. The 10th battle continues.
It knows
There's
Surf.
the attack.
Any of you who brought a Graveler or Golem to this fight as a kid
Effective hit.
got to this guy and wondered why the heck could it do that?
Savage attack. It's doubly effective. Why? Take it down.
Yeah, this game cheats. So it is possible in Generation 1 to get a Serpent Pikachu. It was a Japan exclusive event. So yeah, that's some BS. Alright, on to the 4th gym. We'll be bringing in Team 1. We won't be seeing any of the electricals, but yeah, this fight's got some really annoying shenanigans that can happen in it.
Here's the first opponent.
This will be the only instance we're going to be seeing of Kabutops in the run.
Victory is expected. Now,
Kabutops here can make this fight into a 4-turn fight, provided everything goes well.
that power.
Please don't.
What will the trainer do now?
Okay, there's a 10% chance of that freezing, and if that happened, I would have just reset this fight and started over.
Submission going down.
Boom.
Oh, the attack missed. What now? It didn't do much damage.
So, as a great YouTuber once put it, submission is the worst move in Generation 1 that still does something that nothing else can do. It is a power 80 fighting type move with 80% accuracy and
What will the next Pokemon be?
recoil, but if you get a KO in this game, it doesn't run the recoil check, so we don't need to worry about that too much. I have never seen this particular party setup that this trainer has. She usually leads with Eevee or Wigglytuff. Or, usually leads with Eevee. Oh, come on. Hydro Pump is also 80% accurate. This is not good.
Burrowed underground. Neither one is conceding an inch.
Okay.
It increased its attack power. There's the attack. Wow, that's an effective hit. The intense battle
This fight's normally only
continues.
supposed to take 4 turns. We are currently up to, I think this is 5th turn? Oh, come
Hit the
on!
target.
Oh, this is bad.
Bone It's
Go
doubly
by.
effective.
I have never seen this happen.
Down and out.
I know the cliche
Pokemon
is that's never happened before, but if I'm gonna be 100% honest and level with y'all, that's just kind of something that happens in this game. Every run of this game, something happens that you will have never seen before. You just need to make peace with that. It has probably happened to somebody.
It's a one-hit wonder. There's only one Pokemon left in reserve.
I had an instance happen in a run that was on PB pace,
The remaining Pokemon stock is 2-1.
and
The 10th battle
The odds of that happening, I calculated at like 1 in 37,000.
going down.
So, yeah, this game is the definition of an if-then statement in speedrun form, because there's just things that will happen that will make you sad. It is a fun run to do. It's actually fairly low maintenance because there just aren't a ton of inputs you need to worry about. Like, there's optimizations and making sound decisions, but a lot of this game has been very well ratted out by a crew of dedicated runners. JJ, Pokeguy, Worcester, Gunner Maniac. If you have, like, you know, the who's who of Generation 1 Pokemon at some point, have worked on this game. I keep getting crits! Let's go! I don't think I needed the crit on Wigglytuff. I wouldn't know because that's not a scenario that happens often enough that I even send it out. That I don't have the damage ranges on hand. Here's Jinx, by the way. Also, this fight is going to be kind of really annoying right now.
What now? The bear hit.
Staryu uses Light Screen here, and that turns this fight into just annoying garbage.
What a furious battle.
So I would like to see a crit.
A psychic blast. A decent
Please
hit.
don't start spamming recover. Okay.
There's the attack. Harsh
So here we send in Jinx, who has just one of the greatest models in this game. It's so silly. I love Jinx in this game. She's just so silly.
there, it's a hit. Oh, is it
There's just so much personality in this Pokemon.
There's only
But on
one
top of
Pokemon
that,
left
she
in
has
the
2 really solid stab moves. So for anyone not familiar with Pokemon terminology, stab is same type attack bonus,
2-1. The
and
10th battle could
I
be-
used the wrong move.
Oh, what a
That's fine.
mighty
We'll just kiss it to sleep.
Oh,
Okay.
no,
We'll tuck it into bed and give it a kiss before we just murder it.
It woke up.
Now come on,
The
Dratini, stop
attack
playing hard to
battle
get.
continues.
Alright, this is what we mean to do. So it uses Ice Slap here.
Super effective.
Power 70 or 75 Ice type move.
Hit.
It's not quite Ice Beam, but it is still very effective. The move calls it Ice Punch, but she does a slapping animation, so I like to call it Ice Slap. But the combination of Psychic and Ice Punch is just the best overall combination, like one of the best overall stab combinations in this game. Like just 2 really useful moves. Yeah, as said in chat. It multiplies your moves of the same type by 1.5 times effectiveness. So for Articuno here, who is Ice type, this Ice Beam is power 95. It multiplies that to then 142.5, and then it's super effective, so that's double to power 285. Now, if you're wondering what these numbers mean, really they don't. Like, the way it works is there's this complicated damage calculation where base power matters. Alright. This fight is quite annoying.
It's singing. Oh no, it fell asleep. Falling asleep is going to make this.
So I actually use Articuno to soak up sleep here. I mentioned earlier on in the run, but this game runs something called Sleep Clause. This means that only one of my Pokemon can be asleep at a time. I don't want to send in Cloyster to get slept here.
What now? There, it's a hit.
Chansey is quite infamous for being a humongous tub of HP with a really solid special defense stat, or in Generation 1 a special stat because they hadn't yet separated special attack from special defense. But its defense is like the lowest in the game, so if you hit it with a physical attack, like Explosion here, it melts. Chansey's just a really annoying Pokemon to deal with.
What will the next Pokemon be?
But yeah, one of the things I really like about this run in particular is you get to see a fairly wide variety of Pokemon. Even if it's rentals and you're only relying on most rentals for 1 or 2 good moves, there's more variety than just running through the game with just a Blastoise and Nidoking in terms of the Pokemon that you get to see and use, and the strategies that you get to employ. It's not to say that like there's a whole huge comparison between main series Pokemon game, like the main games, and then spin-offs like Stadium. They're different beasts. It's an apples to oranges comparison, I feel. But you know, as somebody who likes Pokemon, and I like Pokemon battling, but don't necessarily really like the routing and runs of the main series games in the same way, I kind of like Stadium as like a game where like it becomes really heavily about the battles.
It's on! The battle against Erika, the Celadon gym leader and a grass Pokemon.
So the weirdest thing about Erika's gym,
Key to victory.
this is the easiest fight in the gym. It is the gym leader. We send in Moltres, we click Fire Blast, things die. That is this fight. All of her Pokemon are grass type. She doesn't have any fringe coverage options on round 1. I'm not even sure if she does in round 2. I don't remember the round 2 team, because it's been a while, but yeah. The only thing that can really go wrong here is if we miss Fire Blast, which, let's be real, it's going to happen, but hopefully it doesn't.
There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon.
I love the expressions on the Pokemon in this game. Alright, it's Weepinbell.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3.
Weepinbell looks like it saw something terrible. Let's just be real. Weepinbell knows where the bodies are buried. And then it's so dramatic on its fading animation. I love the animations in this game. It would have been a shame almost if you... It would have been like a bit of a shame if you didn't actually get to see the animations in this game. Like if you turn them off for the speedrun, because they're so expressive. They're beyond what the like main series games were capable of until like Generation 6. Alright, on to Koga's gym. So, this is the one time I would like to ask for a little bit of chat assistance. That was not what I meant to do. I'm hoping I don't need to worry about this. The game registered an extra input in there somewhere. I don't think it's gonna matter. It shouldn't matter, because as long as we have Abra here. But I would like people in chat to please post a crab emoji. Now, the reason for this is the trainer after this. We would love to not see Kingler, so we call on the crab for good luck.
The move failed to click. What a furious battle. A psychic blast. Super effective.
Anyways, shoutouts to a cool tent, by the way. I love this thing, this naming scheme. It's really silly.
What will the next Pokemon be?
But we send in Abra here, and now you might be thinking, why are we sending Abra instead of Kadabra or Alakazam? As it turns out, Abra's Psychic is stronger than their Psychic-type moves, because I believe Kadabra and Alakazam get Psybeam, or Kadabra gets Psybeam and Alakazam gets Confusion, and based on the way the damage scales, Abra's Psychic ultimately ends up being the strongest Psychic-type move amongst rentals, besides Jinx's.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1. The battle has become one.
And then Abra's alternatives are like Seismic Toss. Abra's like I think Abra's Psychic is actually stronger than Jinx's, but I don't remember entirely offhand. If you've ever looked at Abra's base stats, it has like a stupidly high special stat for almost no reason. It also has Seismic Toss, which is a nice coverage move. This was also a really fast fight, by the way. Yes, as mentioned in chat as well, Abra has higher DVs and stat experience in this for some silly reason. Alright, hope for no crab. Articuno just shreds this guy's team. Except for Kingler, which is why we don't want to see Kingler. Nice crit. Let's go. Machokus is only 2-hit KO Pokemon. Chokemaw.
This is a wild one from the word go.
Okay, it's Ivysaur. That's good.
How will the type difference affect that? Ice Beam. Whoa,
Looks like a bad Pokemon choice.
Wow, taken down with one hit. There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon.
Okay, chat, we're in the clear. There will be no Kingler. The crabs have warded off the Kingler threat.
The battle has become one-sided.
As you can probably imagine. Because a lot of this game is knowing what move to use and inputting it, the amount that you're actually physically doing isn't a ton because you are watching a lot of combat animations. And so you kind of develop superstitions over the RNG in this game, what trainers pull. Now, I don't remember exactly how it works, but I do recall that to some extent the Pokemon that your opponents bring is based on what your team is.
It's the gym's third opponent. The gym leader is waiting right after this.
Ooh, this is not what I want to see. Let's blow up. Hypno's a giant pain.
Self-destruct. Severe hit. Wow! Going down. This is a wild one from the word go. Oh, it's Persian. How will the type difference affect that? What now? A decent hit.
So, Persian is a bit of a peculiar Pokemon. It has solid enough moves just all around. It's one of the better normal types that you have available. It's quite famous for being basically the fastest normal type Pokemon in Generation 1. And either that or it's tied. I don't remember if it's faster than Tauros or not, but it's just it has a kind of infamous reputation for being discount Tauros because it has a very high speed and oh, this is bad. It has an infamous reputation for being really fast and having a very high crit chance. So it has a reputation as discount Tauros. So this trainer's gimmick is that it uses Mimic, but Mimic in Generation 1 is really bad, so seeing Slowbro here is just unfortunate. It means that we have the slowest possible fight against this guy. Oh, come on.
The intense battle continues. Thunderbolt. Wow, that's an effective hit. Oh,
I don't think this can be a wipe. I don't remember the Nidoking matchup here. Drowsy.
The remaining Pokemon.
So here we're just gonna get a crit and, like, not have to worry about anything, because Persian is a beast.
There's the
Dang.
attack.
Sometimes when I say that, he actually blesses me with a crit.
Hey, what's it doing? Down and go. Both combatants are down to their last.
So it being
Pokemon.
drowsy just means that Nidoking is gonna do the rest.
Nidoking. There's just one Pokemon aside.
I've never sent out Nidoking in this fight, so most permutations end up resulting in Persian dealing with everything after Electrode. So
Wow! Going down. And there goes the battle.
I have to say, we're making pretty solid pace in this run. I imagine that's going to get ruined once I get to the Giovanni gym, which is just an RNG mess, and then the Elite Four is gatekeepy. But yeah, we're making good time here.
The next battle is versus Koga, the fuchsia gym leader and the master of
Wheezing.
poison Pokemon.
This is bad,
And the
actually.
challenger
Seeing
knows
Wheezing is not a
anything
good
about
thing.
the effects of
Um,
poison?
Wheezing is a very low chance to one-hit KO, and if he gets a crit with Sludge,
Mighty blow to the first
never mind. If he gets a crit with Sludge, that's a one-hit KO, but we got the crit, so we don't need to worry about the low percent damage rush,
This is a wild one
or
from the
damage
word go.
range.
Oh, it's Venomoth. How will the type difference affect
Venomoth is a pain. This is a high enough special that this won't kill unless I get a crit.
There's the attack. Whoa! Looks like a bad Pokemon choice. What now? Severe hit.
In this world, it's crit or be critted. Indeed.
What a furious battle. A psychic blast. Super effective.
I was supposed to use Ice Punch there because it's a faster animation, but my instinct was just press Psychic.
There's a difference.
I've seen too many
in the number of
instances in this
reserve
particular
Pokemon.
gym where they switch somebody out, and then I use Ice Punch, and then I regret it.
Oh, it's Nidorina.
Nidorina
The
is
remaining Pokemon
unfavorable to
is
one-hit
3
KO,
to
but it's still possible.
The battle has become one-sided. How's that? Wow, that's an effective
Come on. Let's go.
hit. Wow, take it down with one hit.
So this is a gold split
Big
on my end. Yep, I have apparently not gotten a 4-turn Koga. Alright, on to Sabrina, and this is where stuff just gets really annoying. Let's see. Team 3.
Here's the first opponent of this gym series. A decisive victory is expected.
So the only thing we don't want to see here is Dugong. Everything else in his team will be 1 or 2 hit KO'd, but Dugong's a 3-hit KO, barring a crit or, like, special down, I think.
Down on the word go!
This fight is not a fight I will lose, but it is a fight that I can lose time on, and I don't want to lose time on it. Oh no. Well, so much for that. So be it.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-2. This battle is still up in the air. A decent hit. It's building energy for the next attack. What a furious battle.
Yeah, this fight kind of stinks. Like, Dugong is the hardest Pokemon to kill with the setup that is supposed to be optimal.
It's a hit.
Like, there is a chance I don't even 3-hit KO it.
What's that? Severe hit. Neither one is conceding an inch. What's this? A special stat.
Wow.
What'll it do? Good hit.
So it'll take itself out with the recoil there, which makes this a 3-turn, but this is as annoying as Dugong can possibly be.
Difference in the number of reserve Pokemon.
Okay, Menki is good.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1.
The worst possible thing that can happen in this fight is that the last Pokemon this trainer sends out is Dragonair, and Dragonair can't be one-hit KO'd with Ice Punch, barring a crit. So it will take out Jinx, and then I have to send in something else to finish the job. But yeah, this is like a 30-second time loss just because I got Dugong. Which is unfortunate, but I've had plenty of good luck this run, so I will take a few instances of bad luck here and there. Alright, so this fight you can just get utterly borked by RNG because of this thing. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, 30% chance that hits, and then Horn Drill hits, all bets are off. Thankfully, all of his Pokemon are Fire type, which means that my backup, which is Tentacruel, can deal with things, but it's less than ideal. There is also entirely the possibility that that it also Horn Drills Tentacruel, and then in which case I just have to redo the gym. Like, you can just get RNG shafted and then have to do stuff. It's something you have to accept with running this game, unfortunately.
There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon. Oh, it's Charmeleon. The remaining Pokemon count.
Thankfully, the rest of this gym is not too bad.
Savage attack. That one hurt. Gone. It's a one-hit wonder. And there goes the battle.
Perfect. The nice thing with the opposing team selection, at least for the sake of my marathon run, is that it's slow enough that I can just confirm that my inputs are correct. Unfortunately, with running this on the Joy-Con, it's not the most precise when it comes to how it handles the C inputs, which is what you use. And I'm running mainly on Switch for the sake of speed. This is not good. Oh, that's not bad, actually. Never mind, never mind. Forget I said anything. Come on, come on. There we go. Yes, let's go. Punished. There's a chance that she was going to send out Golbat, which would suck. But she sent in Gengar to just get destroyed. Lickitung. Kind of wondering if I'd chanced it with Horn Drill, what would have happened. I've already chanced it once this run. Okay, he's just gonna hit himself. Come on, Nidoking. I believe in you, buddy. I believe in you. So Nidoking wastes a turn to Lickitung wastes a turn to debuff me. That is bad while I'm confused, because I double the damage that I do to myself at that point. But it doesn't matter if I don't hit myself and he doesn't hit me. Shouldn't be so confused. Thank you.
Shook off
Good.
its confusion. How's that? There, it's a hit. Oh, is it down and out?
Goodbye, Licky Tongue. We'll hopefully be seeing a little bit more of Licky Tongue after the run. It's not a thing you want to see during the run, if I must be honest, though.
Oh, it's technical. The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided. Hydro Pump. Super effective.
I was supposed to switch there, but like,
Which Pokemon is coming out? Oh, it's Electric. The remaining Pokemon stock is 2-1. The combatants are making sparks fly.
I was maybe hoping for a miss.
Wow, that's an effective hit. What's this?
Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
One hit.
Alrighty. You wanna play difficult, do ya?
We're down to one Pokemon aside.
Jokes aside, I am losing time here.
Oh, shit.
It's unfortunate.
There's just one Pokemon aside now.
Did not make the most
The battle is coming
calculated
right down
decisions.
to the wire. Whoa!
Okay.
Severe hit.
Tentacruel had a chance to actually kill me there, so
That one hurt.
thankfully it didn't come to that.
It's down. And there
But yeah,
goes
that's
the
a
battle.
that is a big time loss, unfortunately. Just like the worst team combination she could have thrown at me. Alright, next up is Sabrina, and this fight can be trouble.
The challenger faces Sabrina. Saffron Gym
He's no
Leader
hip now.
and the mistress of psychic
Okay.
Pokemon. Try not to get scrambled by psychic attacks. Now, it's building energy for the
So he's
next
gonna try and
attack.
use Solar Beam, but there's not gonna be a Cloyster for it to hit, and probably not a Mr. Mime as well.
Self-destruct.
Bye-bye.
Severe hit. Wow! Going down. Wow! They're down. They're both down. This is a wild one from the word go.
A lot of this run really just consists of, like, routing to how you can make the most out of every individual turn you get, because you do have to, do as much as you can to prevent your opponent from getting a turn. Alakazam's defense is really low, so sending an Electrode is, good here.
There's only one Pokemon left in reserve. Oh, it's Moltres. It's one Pokemon against
So
two
while we don't
now.
get the kill here, Moltres is slightly better than Zapdos, because it has Takedown, which is slightly more accurate than well, never mind. That was destined to happen.
What a
Pretty sure
furious battle.
Takedown's either 85 or 90. I'm pretty sure offhand it's 90, but it missed Toxic, so we buy ourselves another turn.
It opted to slowly damage the opponent.
It's just a fast physical move, and
Oh, is it
it's faster
down and
animation
out?
than Fire Blast,
We're down
as opposed
one
to
Pokemon aside.
Zapdos, which only has Sky Attack as its secondary
Oh, it's
attack.
Kadabra. There's just one Pokemon aside now. The battle is coming right down to the wire. Powerful strike.
You've got to be kidding me.
Fire blast.
I think that's a wipe.
It's a head-on collision. Power versus power. What's next? There, it's a hit.
Yep.
Oh!
Like I said, Sabrina can be tricky.
And there
So,
goes the battle!
I have it baked into my estimate. Unfortunately, this means we gotta do this gym over again. But that can just happen. That's the nature of Stadium. You think your run is going well, and then just, you know, a critical psychic, and you are forced to restart. Now, in order to prevent this from happening again, this is another perk to why we're running this on the Switch version. I don't want to have to do this, but it is not a oh, come on. Getting the worst dugong. Just freeze it so I can put it out of its misery.
Here's the first move. The attack wasn't effective. They're both being cautious here. What now?
Okay.
That is that.
That's good. That at least lowers the amount of turns that I'll have to deal with it, and it pretty much means that I will win this fight. Now, I didn't want to have to do this, but would like to not make this run last forever. So when we get back to Sabrina, I will resort to a little bit of black magic just to make sure that we can keep this run moving along.
How will the type difference affect that? A psychic blast! Whoa! Looks like a bad Pokemon choice. Wow! Taken down with one hit! There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon.
We should still comfortably be underestimate, even if I don't, but just, you know, it's one of the risks you run with running this game for a speedrun marathon.
The battle has become one-sided.
Then we just slap Rhyhorn to death. You see his mouth and eyes are blue. They're normally red, but, like, yeah, it's one of the more dramatic color palette changes from a nickname. I need to take my sweater off because it's getting hot in my room.
How will the gym's second opponent conduct battle? We'll need a strong effort to win. Earthquake! Mighty blows, the word go! Taken down on the word go!
God, I love the narrator in this game. Probably the biggest thing was they didn't give him a very good pronunciation guide for things, so the way he says Pokemon is just wrong. It's like, oh, it's Growlithe. Like, no, it's Growl for Growl. Like, it's Growlithe for Growl. Or Growlithe. I don't remember exactly how it's supposed to pronounce. I think it's supposed to be Growlithe, but admittedly, even the Pokemon community has never been consistent with that. Like, how do you pronounce the box legendary for Pokemon Emerald, for instance? Is it Rayquaza? Is it Rayquaza? Is it Rayquaza? I've heard all of the above and a few others. But yeah, Growlithe is definitely not it. Whatever it is, Growlithe definitely is not. Some of my favorites include, like, Ekans. I kind of would love to just see, like, a more modern Pokemon Stadium, just to hear all the different ways that it gets mispronounced. Let's make sure I'm doing this right.
Here's the third trainer battle with only the gym leader left after this. What kind of battle can we expect to see? Now, here's the first move. The special stat is down.
That's not very fortunate, but thankfully this fight, like, we can deal with it.
Earthquake. Mighty blow from the word
I
go.
wonder if he had ever seen the Pokemon that he was saying.
Down already.
I am not certain that he did.
This is a wild one from the word go.
I think he was just given a script and then told to read off of it. I don't like licky tongue, so I'm just gonna press the dopamine button
Type difference affects
and hope
that.
that it works.
Whoa, point
Okay.
break. Oh, the attack missed. Supersonic. The move failed to click. What a furious battle. Ah! Oh, it's another miss.
Yeah, it is kind of a shame. So,
The move failed.
the peculiar thing about this game was the models that they used for this game, they were recycling that all the way until Battle Revolution, which is sort of the spiritual successor to Stadium on the Wii. That was the Generation 4 equivalent. Worked as a 3D battle simulator, but it also had a bunch of battles and like a rental thing, although it is a much different kind of beast.
Oh, it's Golbat. The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided. Here's a Pokemon chain. Oh, it's electric.
But like, if you played XD Gale of Darkness or Coliseum, a lot of the models were just reused from this game. And upscaled a little bit because the GameCube was more powerful, but yeah, they brought that they brought it back for those games. It's most notable on certain Pokemon like
The intense battle continues.
Jumpluff, for example, from Stadium 2,
Took off its confusion. Wow.
which is a much more volatile run than this. The Pokemon you get in the Gym Leader Castle in this game, some of them have decent moves. Very few of them have decent moves that are worth using in Stadium 2. Just as a for the record. But like, Jumpluff's model in that game is clearly recycled in Stadium, or in Coliseum. Alright. And you can tell because there's a bunch of squares there. Alright, chat, avert your eyes. We're gonna be just resorting to some black magic here. Nothing to see here. Hopefully we don't need to use the cursed arts.
The challenger faces Sabrina, Saffron gym leader, and
Just a little help from Celebi. Yes. See, I can tell that you have read the Pokemon manga, and you know all about the things that Celebi can do. Not necessarily, but I wanted to say it.
the bear hit. Wow! Going down. This is a wild one from the word go.
But that right there is the main reason for running this on Switch for marathons, because, let's face it, redoing
How will the type difference
redoing the entire gym just to get back to one fight, you've already seen it twice, we don't need to do it again. It would invalidate the run, but it gives us a backup save option for at least the purposes of the showcase. So, and there's Alakazam.
The Pokemon are
We'd like to see a
entirely
crit
different
here, but I think Moltres' crit chance is not super high.
types. Oh, toxic! It opted to slowly damage the
It's
opponent.
like 14, 13%.
How's that? Harsh blow.
It is worth noting that Toxic is like kind of bad in Generation 1, so even though it hits me with it, it's not anything we need to be too worried about.
A decent hit.
Come on.
Takedown.
Okay, thank you.
Heavy damage.
So, for those of you who are familiar with Gen 1 mechanics, the reason I don't take, or who aren't familiar with Gen 1 mechanics as much,
Pokemon left in reserve.
The reason takedown doesn't inflict its recoil here, as it's supposed to, when you do a move that has a recoil effect, is when you get a KO, the game does, like, the game kind of is programmed to do things in a sequence, which is like attack, attack connects, damage calculation, nice crit by the way, damage calculation, and enemy feint happens before the check for recoil, for poison damage, for burn damage, and most infamously, hyper beams recharge. It just doesn't go to that check. At least if I'm remembering these right. If somebody's more familiar with Pokemon, they can correct me on this. Admittedly, I am not quite an encyclopedia of knowledge the way a lot of the people who run these games are. But as I understand it, that's the reason why Hyper Beam doesn't... If you score a KO, Hyper Beam doesn't recharge. If you score a KO in this game, you don't take poison damage, recoil damage, etc. In Generation 1, for the record. It does this in all later generations, except when it's their final Pokemon. In fact, I think in some games it does even when it is their final Pokemon, but the game gives you the win because you initiated the KO. So here we're starting to get into some really gimmicky trainers. This trainer's gimmick is Focus Energy, which actually works correctly in this game. It was bugged in the main game. It's designed to increase the crit chance. But, all of his Pokemon faint in 1 or 2 hits, and they're all slow, so you just never have to worry about that.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided. Savage attack. That one hurt.
This is like the stupidest fight that I could have got. It's just... That was perfect luck in a run that's basically... in a run that has no chance to PB. That's a gold by 1 turn. I kind of personally measure fights based on, like, turn increments, because that tends to be the increments in which you save or lose time in these games. But yeah, like, we're in the Fire Gym, and there are no fire types until you get to Blaine. The game really does necessitate that you bring teams that are adaptable and malleable to various different situations. So this Slowbro is sadly sick and has the Broenza, so we need to put it out of its misery and make sure that we cannot catch whatever it has. I'm sorry, Slowbro. I genuinely love you, but I need to protect myself. Unfortunately, Zam also has some sort of Enza, and we're unfortunately gonna have to take a hit here. Or not, because it uses counter. Fooled ya. Sky Attack is a physical move, and as mentioned earlier, Alakazam does not have very good physical defense. Oh, come on, man. That sucks.
Neither one is conceding an inch. What's that?
So Sky Attack is 90% accurate. It's better than Thunder, but I'd have to hit 2 Thunders in a row, so it's just better to go with Sky Attack to score the KO here. Its damage range, it's overwhelmingly in my favor. So anyone unfamiliar with Seismic Toss, it does damage based on level. So it does 50 damage always, and it cannot crit, which is really nice. Yeah, it would have been better if we hit, but it might have actually, because of the miss, we might have gotten better luck if we just spammed Thunder. I don't know. Alright, Holy Wrath. That's not good. Seems my Joy-Con is running low on battery.
The battle has become one-sided.
We don't have too much longer to go. Oh, come on, man. Please miss.
Oh. Yeah, it's a hit. It's finally taken down. What will the next Pokemon be? Oh, it's Jolteon. The remaining Pokemon stock is
Luckily,
2-1.
Jolteon is just...
Combatants are making sparks fly.
It's the cuter Zapdos. So, it can take Zapdos' place whenever Zapdos can't score the kill.
One-hit wonder. And there goes the battle.
Alright, so this next trainer is funny. At least in like a Pokemon mechanic sort of way. You might notice his team is very bizarre. So we're gonna send in Zapdos here, even though it doesn't look like it has a favorable matchup against most of his Pokemon.
Right after this.
And you'll see why very soon. Alright, so we're gonna use Sky Attack here. Whoops, that was an accident. Well, I use Substitute. Oh, what is that? It used Explosion. And I have a Substitute out. So as it turns out, that this trainer blows up his first two Pokemon no matter what you send at him, unless it's like a Ghost type. So we just kind of know that he's going to do this, and most Pokemon that know exploding moves are slow.
How will the type difference affect that?
So we can just set up Substitute, and they're just going to blow up into the Substitute. So it just neutralizes his entire strategy. Yeah, nice crit, nerd. You crit my 40-something HP substitutes.
There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon.
That's the one I didn't want to see. So this forces a switch out, because Zapdos just does not have a very good ability to get Electrode off of this battlefield.
Oh, it's Nidoking. What now?
So if you try to blow yourself up on your last Pokemon, you auto-lose the fight because your Pokemon gets KO'd first, and Electrode doesn't have anything to deal with Nidoking, so it's just going to spam Sonic Boom, and we're just going to take it out with an Earthquake. The optimal fight is his last is Cloyster, and Cloyster dies to one hit of Thunder. So we do waste an extra turn switching out Zapdos into Nidoking from an optimal fight, but there's not really a lot of variance in this fight because you know what he's going to do his first two turns. If you forget to substitute or make a missed input there, though, things can get dicey. So we'd like to not see that happen. So I'm going to do some little wizardry here. Create Suspend Point. Nothing to see here, but Blaine can totally just screw your run, and I'd like to not have that happen. Alright. If we hadn't wiped, I wouldn't be doing this, but alas we have, so. Now Blaine is mostly fire types. Charizard here unfortunately has Earthquake, which it's not a particularly powerful Pokemon on the physical end of things, so it can't kill, but it puts Tentacruel in a very bad spot.
Down already. This is a wild one from the word go.
Ooh, Magma.
It has to make up for lost ground. How will
Shout out to my good friend Mamgar.
that?
Only because of the name.
Micro Pump.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, looks like a bad Pokemon choice. Why?
Take it down with one hit.
There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon.
You've gotta be kidding me!
The remaining Pokemon count is 3
Bro,
to 1.
what?
The
Please, hit, please. I want to kill this split. Yes! I have never seen this Blaine, and I will never get this Blaine again. Oh, this is gonna destroy my gold. That is a perfect Blaine, pretty much. I am not sure that there are any permutations that can go any better than that. I've gotten 4-turn Blaines before, but 3-turn Blaines are exceedingly rare. Alright, time for my least favorite gym in this entire game. This is the fight that we do a lot of resetting on in a casual playthrough.
Here's the first opponent of this gym
because this fight has so many things that can go wrong, and then the two after it have even more. So we try to go for a 5-turn fight in normal any percent PB attempts, or Gym Leader Castle PB attempts for this game. And because we're depending on Thunder, a move that misses 30% of the time, we just kinda have to hope to not get screwed. We want to end this fight in 5 turns or fewer in a normal speedrun. If not, then it's usually just a reset. Because this gym is prone to volatility, it just ends up being the one we start with in out-of-order speedruns. So far, so good. Like, this is on pace for a 4-turn fight. If he's sending in Golbat here, he's not sending in, Parasect, which is a 2-turn kill because we have to use Sky Attack. Thunder just doesn't do enough. And then if his last is Persian, things get slow, but hopefully it's Raticate? Okay, it's Raticate.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided. Wow! Oops, that's a miss.
Oh, now it's a 5-turn fight. Fun fact, Super Fang did exist in Generation 1. Most people didn't know this because most people did not run Eradicate. It learns it at like level 50 or 40 something, which most people have graduated to better Pokemon. Eradicate is better than I think people give credit, if I'm being completely honest though. Like, it is a perfectly serviceable Pokemon to run in order to beat the game. Like, I had a friend who ran it on his Nuzlocke, and by the end of the game, he had better Pokemon. He's like, I'm not getting rid of Eradicate. This thing has saved my run. So, shoutouts to Eradicate being one of the Nuzlocke champions. As well as Vaporeon, you'll see on my team here. Vaporeon is useful in the Giovanni fight for this gym. Oh, come on. Not the Lickitung. Come on, crit. It's like an 18% chance of happening. I keep fudging the numbers, but, you know, point being, crit chance is possible, but you hate to see it. You hate to see the double team. This gym sucks.
What now? Oops, that's a miss. It's concentrating on its status. What a furious battle. What's next? Miss the target.
Sure is thunder up in here. Oh man.
Neither one is conceding an inch.
Tongue Licky, more like Tongue Luffy. There we go.
It still won't attack. The intense battle continues.
And unfortunately, I didn't do enough damage here that Double Kick would score the kill, so... Hey, we got lucky. The nice thing is that it's using Double Team and not Flash or Smokescreen, which means that the accuracy check is back to 70 against his next Pokemon. Never lucky.
Pokemon chain. Oh, it's Nido King! Oh, a horrible freak! Its defense is down.
So Magneton still has a fairly high defense, which makes this Earthquake here a fairly unfavorable damage range.
Super effective.
So we'll see. Nice. That was about a 30% chance of happening, so considering my Thunder misses,
There's a difference
I'll take
in
it.
the number of reserve Pokemon.
And Chanmon.
Hitmonchan.
You know,
Remaining Pokemon count is
as much as I'd like to click Horn Drill and just
one-sided.
pull the one-armed bandit there on that slot machine, I think I'm just gonna go for the 2-hit KO.
Ah! Heavy damage. It's a head-on.
Also, Hitmonchan, the boxing Pokemon, using Mega Kick. I think this game is disrespecting the lore here.
Major damage.
Anyways, this trainer is really annoying. That would have been a reset in an any percent attempt, given that we do this gym first, but we're done with that, thankfully. It does, I believe, know the elemental punches, but they're just bad moves to use on a Pokemon like Hitmonchan that just does not have special attack. MMA-chan instead. Alright, so here we're bringing all three of the Thunder Trio.
With only the gym leader left after this. What kind of
It's
battle can we
Clefable.
expect to see?
Clefable's the most annoying of these three.
Vigorous attack. Severe hit. What does the trainer do now?
Actually, I might be mistaking this for another Clefable. There's just something about Clefable in Stadium 1 that, like, anytime I see it, I, like, kind of grimace a little bit.
Thunder.
And I think it's because it takes 2 Thunders to kill, which is a less than 50% chance of happening, and it tends to respond with something annoying.
What will the next Pokemon be?
Okay, so Tentacruel next. This will be one-hit KO'd by Thunder.
How will the type difference affect that? How's that? Whoa! Looks like a bad Pokemon choice. Wow! Take it down with
Now,
one
the only thing that he can do that can really make this fight annoying is bring out Zapdos himself. No Zapdos. Nice.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided.
That was a mistake. I was supposed to use, Sky Attack there, because, that would be more likely to score a kill. But now that I haven't, I'm gonna go ahead and just use Thunder again. So the thing worth noting, this, by the way, has a chance to kill, so maybe... Yeah, oh, lucky. Even though I missed the first one, I hit the 28% range. So no harm done. A thing worth noting, by the way, Slash has an 8 times crit chance, and Pinsir has, like, over 12% crit chance naturally because of its speed, I want to say. If not, it's very close, which means that it has basically a 100% chance to crit with Slash. So if you've ever played Gen 1 and wondered why moves like Karate Chop and Slash just seem to always crit, it runs very janky crit checks.
The final gym leader, Giovanni, the dawn of ground Pokemon. The challenger has to work hard for the win.
So if your natural crit chance is over 12.5% and you use a high crit move, your crit, I think, crits like 99% of the time.
Vigorous attack. Severe hit.
The funny thing is he almost gets it right, because a lot of people say Giovanni, but the Italian pronunciation of the name is closer to Giovanni.
What now?
So he almost gets it right. I just need my Joy-Con battery to last me like 15 more minutes. So hopefully... It says it's low, but I think it just does that. I apologize for the occasional beeping that causes. This is not the best.
How will the type difference affect that? Roll with rock slash. That one hurt. Oh, it's down. Which Pokemon is coming out? Oh, it's Vaporeon. The Pokemon are entirely different types. What's next? A decent hit. It's burrowed underground.
I probably should have used Acid Armor there, because this kills anyway. It's a faster animation to go for Quick Attack, but that can happen, so... Actually, it wouldn't have mattered. Crits ignore defense, so never mind. Okay. Alright, I'm hoping for Rhydon.
There's only one Pokemon left in reserve.
This might be a loss.
The remaining Pokemon stock is 2-1. The 10th battle continues. What'll it do? Goodness! Here it comes! Thunder! Wow! That's an effective hit! And it's down! Both combatants are down to their last Pokemon.
I thought my Switch was on airplane mode. I do apologize for the little notification there. Thankfully you can't see anything on there. It's just friends playing stuff, but yeah. There's your proof that I am running this on Switch if the use of the other buttons didn't tell you already. Oh, come on.
What's that? There, it's a hit. What a furious battle.
I made a misplay in this, and I have been punished for it severely.
That's a miss.
This is unfortunate.
What'll it do?
Oh.
Nail the weak spot.
Black magic, y'all. Hey, it's Giovanni again. I was hoping we wouldn't have to do this, but Stadium is as Stadium does.
This is it. The final gym leader, Giovanni, the dawn of ground Pokemon. The challenger has to work hard for the win. Now. Oh, toxic! It opted to slow
I had these prepped before the run. Unfortunately, there's only 4 slots. I would have ideally had more.
Mighty Ho from the word go. That was quick. Down already. This is a wild one from the word go.
Okay, Tauros.
How will the type difference affect that?
So, Tauros is kind of infamous for, like, having actually okay special in this game. It's the ace of Generation 1 for a reason. It is the patron saint of Bull. Now, the expletive that follows Bull, you can pick your choice depending on whether you want a G-rated one or an R-rated one, but it is the patron saint of that in Generation 1. It has a really high crit chance, extremely good stabs, and, like, a better special stat than it honestly should. So, like, Fire Blast actually hurts, and it's also famous for running moves like Blizzard.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-1. The battle has become one-sided. What's this? Nail the weak spot.
Tauros is just, like, completely broken in Generation 1, and thankfully the stadium trainers didn't give it anything better. Alright, I have Electrode last, so I'm going to switch here because I'll save a little bit of animation here.
What'll it do? Powerful strike. Will this Pokemon swap?
Now, barring a double Gen 1 miss, we will get through Giovanni here. Goodbye.
There, it's a hit. Wow! Going down.
I am glad we got to see Vaporeon at least partially in the run. Vaporeon is like one of my favorite Pokemon, so
That's it. Stay clear.
it is funny how like learning to run a game and like just various weird ways of interacting with Pokemon that can lead you to use Pokemon you weren't inclined to use can just really make a Pokemon become like go from like one you don't think much of to one of your favorites, and that's kind of how it is for me in some of the Pokemon in this game. Like, I really like Electrode. Alright, on to the Elite Four. Now, most of them are not trouble. Thankfully, they don't have the endless battle here. Lorelei doesn't resort to stupid stall tactics. As somebody who speedruns Stadium 2, by the way, I would like to tell you all that you should not take for granted the fact that there are no items in this game. And I mean including held items. Because a lot of the trainers in these games, or a lot of the trainers in Stadium 2, I should say, have Quick Claw, which is just so awful. I hate Quick Claw.
Neither one is conceding an inch. Body slam.
It makes it so a Pokemon has a 20% chance to just outspeed you no matter what. And it is, well, I mean, other than like priority, if you use a priority move, but it's just awful. I hate it. It's terrible and I hate it.
How will the type difference affect that? How's that? Super effective.
And there are fights in that run that if you get unlucky with Quick Claw, your run dies because, despite how ridiculous some of the stuff that happens in this run is, you still have contingency. Like, you can make do with some bad things happening. You only really need to look out for when a lot of really bad things happen.
The intense battle continues.
Alright, so I'm gonna sack Electrode here because I missed Thunder. This guarantees Zapdos will KO with Thunder,
There's only one Pokemon
as opposed to leaving it up to an unfavorable damage range.
it's Zapdos.
You know, I said that Lorelei wasn't too difficult, but this is a pretty difficult permutation because Body Slam paralyzed Jolteon and just set me off on the wrong foot. And then I keep missing Thunders.
Taking a quick rest. What a furious
I actually don't mind seeing this because it's like,
There it goes.
I can just keep spamming Thunder, and it will more likely than not hit.
It's fast asleep. Neither one is conceding an inch. How's that?
It's because I was paralyzed. I am aware, so I guess.
Down and out.
Explaining Pokemon is weird because, like, I assume most people in chat are familiar with Pokemon, but I never can quite know how many are just watching because, you know, they
There's just one
they happen to have the stream open. Paralysis lowers your speed in Generation 1 to 1/4 of normal. When I was referring to Quick Claw, that was mostly just a, like, ad hoc comment. I'm aware that paralyzing lowers my speed. That's honestly, like, I'm not... So, for those of you who are familiar with me in this community, I don't run a lot of Pokemon games. I've done some randomizers of Crystal, and one time I did a run of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which is quite different. So, broaching commentary for Pokemon games is a very unique thing, because I am kind of a type of person who is inclined to, like, explain things as if somebody doesn't know stuff. Pokemon is an incredibly granular game with just an absurd amount of mechanics and number crunching that goes into its routing. So, I'm like, how much of, like, the details do I explain? How much of, like, the basic Pokemon mechanics am I supposed to explain? Never quite sure. I hope you've been enjoying the run. I do really like this game as a speed game, even if it is ultimately like pulling a slot machine lever anytime you click a move in this game a decent amount of time. And it has been definitely, at least to some extent, amusing suffering on my part running this. Alrighty, Bruno is the easiest of the Elite Four.
The battle has become one-sided. A decent hit. There's the attack. The bear hit.
That was smooth. That, I think, is a gold split. I don't think I've ever had, like, a perfect Bruno. The crit on Machamp really helped. Alrighty. I saved over the wrong one, but that's fine. I'll make that for another time. Agatha can be really annoying. Yeah, as High Spirits is referencing with Dragon Quest, I actually have done commentary for, I think, more Dragon Quest runs than I have Pokemon. Yeah, the save scumming thing, I don't like resorting to it, but, that is the Jinx that refuses to fall asleep. Because I've already wiped at least once this run, I might as well just go for it. Come on, Jinx. I believe in you. Would you stop? Oh my goodness.
Is it down and out? What will the next Pokemon be? Oh, Arbok.
It's Arbok.
How will the type difference
Says it like a Chicagoan or something. So my PB is a 138.
Like a bad Pokemon choice.
Record for Switch is 130, although I think it can be pushed down to like 128, 127 relatively easily. Record on N64, which is a much slower version,
The remaining Pokemon count is 3 to 1. The battle
is
has
132.
become one-sided. There's the attack.
So I had like 17 minutes baked in. Also, I've just been getting crits at like times I don't even need them. Alrighty. So coming up next, is the worst fight in this entire run. And a significant percentage of the reason why I'm running this on Switch. I have loaded a restore point twice at this point, but if you were going to ask me which fight in this run would go bad, it would be this one.
Coming down to the end. Here's Blaine, the last remaining master of the
Larpus.
Elite
Let's see. Which road?
Now, changing Pokemon. That Pokemon must not have been the right choice. Oh, it's Electric.
Yeah, Lance doesn't have a Dragonite in round 1. Which sounds silly, but yeah, that is how things are.
There's the attack.
Let's go.
Wow, take it down with one hit. What will the next Pokemon be?
Kangaskhan.
Kangaskhan. How will the type difference affect that? What now? Oh, the attack missed!
That was a misclick. Whoopsies.
Earthquake! Super effective!
Alright.
Neither one is conceding an inch.
Thankfully we lived. So,
It's rock!
would have liked to see a crit there, but it's fine.
Going down! Which Pokemon is coming out? Oh, it's Jolteon!
I'm gonna save Aerodactyl.
The Pokemon are entirely different types.
Or Aerodactyl. Articuno.
What's that? Heart Blow!
Lance does have an Aerodactyl for the record. Jolteon, I don't remember if it outspeeds it. Jolteon and Aerodactyl have the same base speed, so... Oh, well, we don't need to worry about that. I made the right choice switching to Jolteon. So, please... Fingers crossed. There we go. Good, good. Alright, we are on to the final battle. And despite every bit of time loss here, this run is still on pace to finish underestimate. Well, I suppose 155 was a good time frame to give for this. Despite being the last fight, I tend to have more trouble with Lance, so... barring really bad luck, we should still get about a 151, 152-ish time. But Fable... there's like a full, like, 60% of... how many... there are 22 lines of just notes in the sheet. This game has a pretty robust speedrun route that's, makes running this game quite accessible. I would dare say that this game is one of the best games to speedrun if you want to learn a speedrun of a game blindfolded. I have in fact actually done a speedrun of one of the challenge cups in this game blindfolded before, because the menus are quite simple, and despite how much we meme about the narrator of this game... aw, that's unfortunate. Despite how much we meme about the announcer of this game, he does a very good job giving audio feedback. So for people who are visually impaired, you do have a good ability to follow what is happening just off of the announcer's play-by-play. Double Edge does not recoil when it gets a kill, so that's why it didn't there, because the crit caused it to avoid that check entirely.
Oh, it's Executor.
Egg, zag, zag, egg, zag, zag.
The Pokemon are entirely different types.
I'm just gonna click Horn Drill.
Whoa, Horn Drill. Oops, that's a miss. It's building energy for the next attack. Neither one is conceding an inch. Ah! Oh, it's another miss! Vigorous attack. Heavy damage. What a furious battle. Whoa! Oh,
This guy, he's affording me so many chances here.
The intense battle continues.
I took a chance clicking Horn Drill. Zapdos would have been much better equipped to handle it, but... yeah.
Take it down with one hit.
So we hope to see Slowbro here.
Pokemon left in reserve.
I don't like that.
The remaining Pokemon stock is 2-1. The tense battle continues. Blaine! There, it's a hit. It's finally taken down. Both combatants are down to their last Pokemon.
Alrighty. 1v1, mano-y-mano, the Gen 1 Chad himself,
There's
Zapdos.
just one Pokemon
Can you hit a
left now.
Thunder?
The battle is coming
Can
right
you hit a
down to
Thunder?
the wire. There's the attack.
There's one.
Fair hit.
Please no para.
What now?
Okay.
A
Good.
decent hit.
Alrighty, so time...
Fireworks are flying in this
Well,
battle.
I don't want to say anything. Let's wait till the move connects.
Here it comes. Thunder.
There we go.
Good hit.
And that's run.
Oh,
Time
it's
will
down
be
and out.
in like 15-ish seconds. It's when the X appears on trainers, on rivals' name. And time. Alrighty, a 152.36. With how terrible luck I got against Sabrina, against Giovanni, I'll take it. This was within the range of expected outcomes, and this could have gone so much worse. I had really good luck at many points in my early game, and I have like 4 or 5 gold splits because this game is just it's so silly. Alrighty. Sadly, they won't remain, given the way my splits are set up, but yeah. Alrighty. So thanks all for watching. I do have one final thing because we are ahead of time, and I believe High Spirits has given me permission to do this. Just so we can like pad for a little bit of time, so we can get the marathon back to schedule. Ooh, a Hitmonlee. No, I don't want to release my Bulbasaur. Alrighty, y'all. Time for what everyone really remembers this game for, the Kids Club. So, this is a thing I like to do on my streams. We're gonna run a poll. We don't have channel points on this channel, but we're gonna let 3 AIs duke it out in a minigames, and y'all will get the chance to place... you all will get to predict who you think is going to win. So... it'll be between green, red, and yellow. So we're gonna run a poll here. Place your prediction. I keep wanting to say place your bet. We don't have channel points. Place your prediction on whether you think green, red, or yellow will win. I have to participate, but I will only just be there as a roadblock. So you got 1 minute to place your prediction here. I'm gonna set the AI to hard, and then we're gonna do 2 mini games. The my favorite one is Sushi Go Round, and my second favorite one is Clefairy Says. Yes, it'll be Team Red, Team Yellow, or Team Green. I'm allowed to participate in this one. So let's go. I'm feeling frisky. Let's go Team Red. Team Red is like cursed on my stream. So all of you betting Team Red, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. I'm just gonna let you know. So the rules of this game, there are 4 Lickitungs, one of which will be just me standing there, and they're going to go around eating sushi. So let's go ahead and get the game started. Irashai! So they're gonna go around eating sushi, and whichever one gets the most points wins. Different sushi is weighed differently. Uni-cha! I love Uni. The sea urchin, but also the cat, if you follow Uni the cat on Twitter. Let's see how this goes. Green is just... Yeah, Green is just dealing with poor cat's tongue. Alrighty, who wins? Let's see which of you predicted correctly. Those of you who bet on Green, you were rolling. Green was cooking that game, despite this being a sushi game. Alright, I will run one more of these, just making good use of my moderator privileges. And we will do Clefairy Says, which is the other best minigame of this. This is why you don't trust Red, everybody. All right, you got 1 minute. Place your votes, everybody. I'm going yellow this time. Alrighty, y'all are still seems the largest percentage of you, a plurality, have faith in Red. So it's red, yellow, and green. Let's see which of you is gonna be right. My controller has died. My poor Clefairy. I'm so sorry to my good friend Gulo2, who one of his favorite Pokemon is Clefairy for various different reasons relating to speedruns and the Limit Break channel, if any of you have ever seen Crystal back at Limit Break 2018. Yellow and red with the first mistakes. Yeah, you're not supposed to bet on red. I say having warned you like 30 seconds in advance. After the voting had already started. green is in the lead, but it could all come tumbling down here. Final game, let's see who wins this. Oh. Oh. Green with the win. Y'all didn't have the faith. Alrighty. But enough tomfoolery. This has been GhostKumo with Pokemon Stadium, Gym Leader Castle R1, and a couple of mini games to buy some time. I play this game on my stream here and there. We do this kind of silly shenanigans. Mainly because this game is very reset heavy to actually try and go for serious PB attempts. I'd like to run these mini games as kind of a downtime in between attempts. There is a community for this game. There's a leaderboard on speedrun.com. There's a Discord accessible there for the Stadium and Battle Revolution speed games. Shoutouts to Poke Hero, fellow custom robo runner who also is very heavily involved in those games. Speaking of custom robo, we will have that. You'll have Custom Robo V2, which I will be back for commentary in about 18-ish hours, give or take. So check that out. But we have something special for you in the next run. Going back to the very first RPG Limit Break, there was a game called The Demon Rush, which it's an adventure. So the next run we have will be a run of the remake, and I want to put remake in quotes here, because you look at this game and you will not believe it is a remake. You wonder, how does something look older than this? But I just want to give you that little teaser. You should stay here and check that run out. It is going to be something. But I won't take any more of your time. Thanks all for watching. Keep watching Questing for Glory. We still have another day and a half, 2 days almost, of runs to go. And I hope you enjoyed this run. So yeah, that'll do it for me. Take it away, High Spirits. Send me off of here.